calling the Chautauqua Amateur Radio Service Thursday Night Net. This is K2YSO. My name is Jared, and I am located in Jamestown, New York, Chautauqua County. We will be using the club call sign N2MQ. Is there any emergency or priority traffic before we start? If so, please call now. Hearing none, this net meets every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.790 repeater located in Frewsburg, New York. This is a directed net. All traffic is under the direction of the net control station, but emergency traffic may break the net at any time. We will now take check-ins. Please give my call sign, listen, and then give your call sign to avoid doubling. If you are on short time or in and out, please indicate that when you check in. If you need to leave the net, please check out. Anyone wanting to check into the car's net, please call N2MQ.
MQ 3 MKF Kilo 3 Mike Kilo Foxtrot. N2MQ. This is KB2ESY.
N2MQ. N2LJM, Laura and Faulkner.
N2MQ. K2CJS, Corey and Kennedy. Good evening. MQ 2RT
2MQ. 2CNC.
Alright, we'll start at the top of the list with Kilo 3 Mike, Kilo Fox. Can you give me your name and location, please?
Name is Aaron. That's Alpha Romeo Oscar November, and I am actually talking to you from Lafayette Township up by Tax Inn, right next to SPI McKean.
Alright, you said Aaron in Lafayette Township, Pennsylvania. Well, good evening. Thanks for checking in. I think it is your first time checking in. Is that correct?
I believe I got in one time before, but it's been a while since I've been able to catch the net with other things going on, but I'm very glad I was able to check in tonight.
Alright, well, thanks for checking in. And again, this is the Chautauqua Amateur Radio Service. We meet on this frequency every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. We also meet on the first Saturday of each month at the Prendergast Library in Jamestown at 1 p.m. So, any comments or any other traffic?
Thank you very much for hosting the net tonight, and finally we get some nice, beautiful blue sky out, and just overall a wonderful, beautiful day compared to how it has been with it raining nonstop the past couple weeks. So, but other than that, I have no more traffic.
Alright, yeah, the weather has been nice, and earlier today I heard there was a tornado touchdown or two up around the Buffalo area that caused a lot of damage. So at least we didn't catch that weather down this way. So thanks for checking in. And hope to catch you on the second round. Next we'll go to Larry, KB2ESY.
N2MQ, this is KB2ESY. Well, good evening, Jared, and everybody on the net and listening. I have to second that comment about a beautiful evening. It's kind of cleared up and it looks really, really nice out there. I kind of have to apologize for information I passed out last week on Slow Scan TV. Transmissions coming off the International Space Station. It turns out that, like happens quite often, that was a preliminary date given for that Slow Scan TV. It looks like they're probably going to do it this coming weekend, and hope that that takes place. A little bit of celebration of the Harris program on the International Space Station. Yeah, we've been busy trying to keep ourselves going here, doing a little bit of satellite work and a little bit of 6-meter work, and having a little bit of luck at both, but not too much either way, but still having a lot of fun. So we'll save a little bit for the second half, and we'll turn it back to net. This is KB2ESY.
Well, very good. Is there a specific photo you're trying to receive from the space station?
Generally, I try to get as many as I can. I think they're going to have, again, a group of 12. So I'll try and get as many as I can and see what they look like. It's all going to be a celebration of the Ares program. So we'll see what kind of picture they actually transmit, and hopefully I can catch a few of them. Back to net, KB2ESY.
Alright, very good. Maybe I'll set up to receive that. I did receive several photos a few years ago. I picked it up on my handheld and recorded that audio on my cell phone and then played that through the speaker on the computer. And it turned out pretty well. So very good. We'll catch you on the next round. And next we'll go to Laura in Falconer, N2LJM.
N2MQ, N2LJM, good evening, Jared, and everyone on the net. Thank you for taking the net this evening, and also want to congratulate you on your new job that you'll be starting tomorrow. So have fun with that, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the paycheck for sure. But all in all, a good day here in Faulkner. It's a beautiful evening here as well. Nice and cool. And we didn't get any of the rain either this afternoon. There were some thunderstorms that went through the northern part of western New York. Erie County Fairgrounds did have a couple of high winds. I don't think they're quite calling them tornadoes, but very high winds, picked up some cars, threw some picnic tables around, things of that nature. So there was some pretty bad weather up to the north of us here today. Other than that, all's well here in Faulkner, and we'll save some for the second go. N2LJM, back to N2MQ.
2DR leaving move 2.
Alright, very good. Wasn't sure if it was a full-on touchdown or just strong winds. I was just following some of the news outlets on Facebook. So, yeah, again, at least we didn't get that weather down this way. At least not yet. Could develop down this way. Anyways, catch you on the next go-round. And next we have K2CJS, Corey in Kennedy. Good evening.
Good evening, Jared, and good evening to everyone on the net tonight. Thanks Thanks for running that tonight, Jared. Yeah, about those storms, plan was one that was very happy that they didn't come down into Chautauqua County. Would have made for a real interesting time at work. Not that I wouldn't have minded the extra work, but would have been a little bit difficult with the workload that we already had. So feel bad for them up there. Like anything else in Western New York, they'll all band together and they'll get through it, get cleaned up, and be ready for the fair here in a couple of weeks. We also had an interesting little situation pop up at work. We got a call from a sheriff's department down in some county in West Virginia. I don't recall the name, but they just put up a low band repeater on top of a 3,000-foot elevation mountain down there, and it happens to be on 4610. Which is the county's low band fire talk around channel, and they selected the same PL. Now they've had this, I guess, up for a couple weeks now, and it's repeated to a higher band frequency. But they, after it took them a couple weeks, but they finally figured out who we were, and they called up this morning and asked us if we could go ahead and change our PL because they're tired of listening to us. So we were all kind of chuckling at the propagation that our low band signal was traveling 3,000 miles to West Virginia and upsetting them. So, of course, we told them no, and they're going to have to make other arrangements for the time being. So that's my little story for today. We'll throw back to N2MQ. This is K2CJS.
Alright, yeah, that's interesting how they could hear the county up here. I think you mean 300 miles, not 3,000 miles. That would be pretty significant for the signal to 46 megahertz to travel 3,000 miles. But nonetheless, that is pretty cool. So I assume they did change the PL tone or got that fixed, right?
Clarification on the 3,000. The 3,000 was the speed elevation where the low band repeater sits. They asked us to change our PL. We politely declined and told them that it wouldn't last much longer because the county is doing away with that low band once the trunking system is up and running for the fire service in the county. So, yep, they could hear us loud and clear, and they said that we were kind of annoying them all the time with our constant chatter on the channel, and they asked and we declined, so they're going to have to go through their units and change their PL if they want to.
Well, I'm sure that propagation won't last forever. So, anyways, yeah, it should be off soon anyway. Alright, well, thanks for that, and we'll catch you on the next go-around. Next we have Steve and Carol in Olean. AC2RT, go ahead.
This is AC2RT. It's been a wonderful day. The news service, what? The news services have indeed declared at least the fairgrounds touchdown to have been a tornado. More like an F0 or F1, but definitely round and around F2 now. Okay. And Carol says it's also an F1 in Holland. It's also actually been declared a tornado. I think they got some pictures of the funnel cloud, which kind of takes care of the problem of what's it really a funnel cloud? No, yeah, maybe. No, got pictures of it. It's a funnel cloud. AC2RT.
Roger. Well, as long as nobody was injured or killed, property can be fixed or replaced. So, I don't think anybody got injured. I was looking at the news channel up in Buffalo. I didn't see them report any injuries or anything, so that's good. And pass the mic on over to Carol, KC2CMC.
Good evening. He said it was a quiet day. That's his version. I spent about 2.5 hours in the dentist's office today. I could have done with a little more liveliness, actually. One more note on the tornado in Hamburg. My retired former dean lives, maybe a mile from the fairgrounds, and he got nothing more than branches down in his front lawn. That kind of reached out to him tonight and said, "Did you guys make it through that storm okay?" And he said, "Oh yeah, he was fine." So it was one of those typical, I'm going to center my image here in the fairgrounds and over here in the casino, and I'm going to quit. KC2CMC, back to net control.
Yeah, I saw the photos and a video of the fairground damage. I also saw another video from somebody's home of stuff blowing around outside their home, and also their vehicle being moved about 10 feet from the wind. I don't think it caused much damage to their car, but it definitely moved about 10 feet. So, anyways, again, as long as nobody got injured or killed, that's all that matters. Because the property can be replaced or fixed. So, thanks for that. And that's the end of the list. I will stand by for any other check-ins to the Chautauqua Amateur Radio Service net. Please call N2MQ if you would like to check in.
QN2YCW.
Alright, N2YCW, John in Lakewood. Good evening, go ahead.
Good evening, Jared. Everyone else on frequency. We just happened to be in Erie this morning, and coming home, sometimes I don't like to take I-86, I just take Route 5. I like it close to the lake. It's sort of a hot day. So I thought, well, I'll just ride with the breeze. Believe it or not, as we got, I don't know, close to Ripley, we'll go over straight ahead, you know, at the edge of the lake there where we were. And we could see the storm clouds, and I says, oh man, well, looks like we're going to miss that. We're going to back up and hit Jamestown anyway, as the way it's been going. But believe it or not, when we got home and turned on TV, and it was all over the news media, and believe it, somebody had a video looking out front window of a car they were driving. Not sure where they were at, but they did see the fall cloud right directly in front of them. But it was only there for a split second or two, and it dissipated. So apparently, if you want to say that with case B, there was some sort of touchdown. Exactly where, I don't know, but he decided they were broadcasting the idea that they had. So I'll just have to take their word on it. That, although we did not see anything here, even when we got home, it looked pretty bad. But I'll put it off, and we made it through the rest of the day without any incident. So that's all I got to add to that, but it was an interesting day. And so we're trying back to that control. F2MQ and 2YCW.
32DRZ, we move to.
Carousel there, John. Yeah, I didn't look outside, so not sure if we had any dark clouds or anything, but sure didn't sound like anything was going to happen here with the storm. So anyways, thanks for that input. And I'll stand by one more time before we go to halftime for any other check-ins. So please call N2MQ.
N2SQ, W2CDB.
Alright, got one more there. W2CDB. Go ahead.
This is Craig up here in DeWittville. I just got home from the lake from Mayville, and I'm up back here in the lawn on the fixed cable, and just thought I'd check out this 2-watt bulb on. I can't believe I've hit this food for this year.
Well, you're making it just fine into the 7-9 repeater. You might be going into the Ellery Center link. Do you have the PL tone turned on?
Hey, I'm at 7.9 and the PL tone 127.3. And offset -6.
Alright, well, you're doing a perfectly fine job into the repeater. It must be about probably 12 or 15 air miles from the repeater, so good job.
Here, I'll have to make this a Thursday night house, so much appreciated. You're doing a good job, sir. Thank you.
Alright, well, yep, check in when you can. And let's see, we'll go to halftime. Any announcements or anything for sale or looking to buy anything? Please call N2MQ.
N2LJM.
Go ahead, Laura.
Okay, thank you, Jared. You already hit on this once, but we'll say it again. August 5th will be the Cars Club meeting at the James Prendergast Library. 1 o'clock meeting time, 2 o'clock BE session. All elements will be available. So if you know someone looking to get their ticket or wanting to upgrade, come on down. We can take care of you. Also in the month of August, we will be helping out with the Westfield Bike Race on the 12th. More info to come on that, as well as the Downtown Car Show in Jamestown on Friday the 18th. So mark your calendars for those. The car show will begin at 4 o'clock, and the bike race is probably early morning, so we'll get that information for you next week. N2LJM, back to net. Thanks, Jared.
Alright, thanks for the info. I got that marked down here. You said the 18th for the car show?
Roger that. Friday the 18th, we'll be meeting downtown at 4 o'clock, and we will be parking the vehicles like we've done in years past.
Alright, I got that marked down here. Thanks. Any other announcements or anything else? Please call N2MQ.
2MQ, AC2RT.
Go ahead, Steve.
A real quick report on the fauna activation of Kansas Bridge State Park. We wound up with 10 hams, and we wound up with 3 active transceivers and amateurs working them. We wound up, I believe, 38 visitors, and we made 45 logged contacts. All in all, a good activation. AC2RT.
Alright, thanks for that info. How many contacts did you say you made?
I believe the log showed 45 as a report, but the of the club. Bruce did a quick rundown on what the whole thing wound up. That was Bruce Manning, AC2RT.
Alright, yeah, I saw that on Facebook. That's pretty cool. You're probably the first club to activate the Kinzu Bridge. Is that correct?
To the best of our knowledge and belief, yes we are. That was part of the push to do the, well, that's basically about 10 miles for the Spetport part of the crew, and about 30 odd miles for us to get down. And so we had several groups out of Bradford. We had the Western PA ARL section manager stop by. We had several people along the way. It was a very good late afternoon, late morning, early afternoon activation. Much fun was had. The picture that was posted on Facebook is a picture that I took with my tablet, AC2RT.
790, Cruiseburg, New York, W2DRC.
QSL on that, yeah, that's very cool. I wish I could have made it down to operate. Maybe next year you guys will activate it again and I can make it down. That would be very cool. So thanks for that. One more call for announcements. Please call N2MQ. Hearing no more announcements, we will go to the closing round and start back at the top with K3MKF.
No other traffic.
Alright, well, thanks for checking in, and if you can, check in next week. We'll drop down the list to Larry, KB2ESY. Anything further?
N2MQ, KB2ESY. Well, thanks for doing the net, Jared. We appreciate it. And I just have one piece of information that got me a little excited this past week. I made a contact through a satellite to Greenland, and rare grid for me, Gulf Papa 49. So I got confirmation on that already, so I'm pretty happy with that. The gentleman was good enough to travel at the location and set up temporarily and transmit from Greenland, and we were able to pick him up on the satellite. So I was pretty happy with that contact this past week. So other than that, we just keep plugging away at it. I still haven't gotten to my 100 grid squares, different grid squares yet, but we're making progress. Hopefully before the end of the year, I should be there. I'll say 73s to everybody. Glad to hear everybody on the net. I'll be looking forward to everybody for next week. This is KB2ESY, back to N2MQ.
Alright, well, very good on that. And I'm wondering, do you still have the interference across the whole band? Or did that get corrected?
C2DRC remote 2. That's a negative on the correction. It's still there, and it's developed a little bit of motion. When I say that, it moved down the band a little bit, so it's interfering with other areas in the satellite band. It was sort of up into the 146 megahertz and above, but now it's crowded down into the 145, and it's pretty strong this summer. So that's an unfortunate situation that we'll have to have to deal with here, living in the city. This KB2ESY, back to that.
Alright, well that's too bad. But it sounds like it's not keeping you from working these satellites, so that's good. Alright, we will drop down the list to N2LJM, Laura.
N2MQ and N2LJM. Not much more from here, I guess. One thing I did forget to mention, though, in August will be the Cars Club Hamfest. Will be in Lakewood at the Lakewood Run and Gun Club. The 27th is a Sunday, so mark your calendars for that. We'll be giving more information. As far as playing around on HF, I got all my 13 colony stuff together and off into the mail, so awaiting certificates and QSL cards from that. And also K2BSA is on the air with the Scouts for National Jamboree Week. And so anyone interested in that, they're on 20, 40, 80, 17. And they're also on Playing with Satellite as well as digital. So that's going on if anyone's interested in that. Other than that, not much going on. Thank you so much for taking the net tonight, Jared. You did a great job. And Craig, nice to hear you in there. Hope to hear you next week. Glad everything's going well. Okay, we'll say 7-3. Everybody have a great night. We'll talk soon. And to LJM, back to that.
Alright, thanks for checking in, Laura. And 7-3. We'll go down the list to K2CJS, Corey and Kennedy.
Well, I got nothing more for the net. Nice to hear everyone in there tonight. Thanks for running that, Jared. And we'll look forward to talking to everybody next week or potentially before. 73 K2CJS back to N2MQ.
Alright, 7-3, Corey. Have a good evening. And we'll talk to you again soon. Next is Steve, AC2RT.
This is AC2RT. Not much beyond. Thanks to Aaron, who was on K3 MEF, and his mom, KC3 IRX, I believe, who did most of our contacts on the Tinzu Bridge activation. They got on, got going, and they were going so well, mostly nobody wanted to get them off and not do as well. Other than that, life here is good. 73, good to have you running the net. 73, Laura. And the rest of the net, KC2CMC is on the local landline, so she will not be available. So she sends her greetings, and hopefully the net goes well, and we pick you up next week or somewhere along the way convenient as I hear you on the air. AC2RT.
Alright, 7-3, Steve. Have a good night. Next we'll go to N2YCW, John.
Yeah, N2MQ, N2YCW. Just a little information for Laura. We're talking to Aunt, and yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, okay. Oh, we were talking, and I was telling her about my wedding gift from my granddaughter. We got the last pieces of the entire thing this past Tuesday, and we put it together, and it's just as beautiful as I had imagined. And hopefully before I take it all the way to Missouri. I'm going to make it available for those who want to see it. It is just beautiful. And the documentation came with a flag and everything. And I put it all together. Boy, it was just what I pictured in my mind. So that, we're real happy about that. With that, we'll turn it back to net control. 673, everyone on frequency. And 2MQ is the ticket and 2YCW.
Alright, 7-3 there, John. And have a good night. Thanks for checking in. And last on the list is W2CDB, Craig in DeWittville.
2MQ, W2CDB. This is quite a milestone for me to just get checked in. Been kind of under the weather and looking forward to the activities coming up. I'm going to try to get out now again. And Jared did a great job. And greetings to everybody. And have a great evening. Thank you.
Alright, 7-3 there, Craig. Sounded like you dropped out. Hopefully your battery didn't die. But 7-3. That's the end of the list. I will stand by for any other check-ins. If you would like to check in, please call N2MQ. Hearing no other check-ins, we will close the net. We thank Tom, W2DRZ, for allowing us to use his repeater for our net. Cars Club information can be found at www.chautauqua-ars.org. Again, www.chautauqua-ars.org. This is K2YSO, closing the net and returning the frequency to its normal amateur radio use. 7-3.